What's good, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok, bottom video, and we just gonna hop right into it. Man, oh man, they done got my nigga Lil Reese, man. They done got my nigga Lil Reese. But obviously, well, I ain't gonna say obviously, but if you seen it, they did release body cam footage, and then it was also a report that he had been sentenced to 5 years. So the body cam footage and the 5 years are actually unrelated. Um, I will be discussing both in this video, but they're unrelated. They're actually funny. Well, they're related in the fact that they're kind of like the basis of him doing the same shit, and that he might have like a continued history of this, but like the actual events not related. So we just gonna hop into it today. Well, first I'm gonna test the body cam footage, and then I'll get into his whole sentencing and that. So when if you watch the body cam footage, it's like it's a cop. He pulls up at this residence, and he's just basically like, yeah, you're not supposed to be here, or yada yada yada, all this. It turns to come out the girl who, I guess, I don't know, it might be his baby mama, because it seems like this is like somebody he has a lot of history with, and she did say something about custody. I don't know if she misspoke, but it seemed like it might be the mother of his child. But she ended up calling him, but she said she didn't call him because he hit her or anything. She said she just wanted to leave without it being anything. So first, well, no, I get into that later. Actually, I'm gonna get into that after I discuss more details. So obviously, the cops coming there. The cop is one cop at first. It's like I think he's a Hispanic dude. He come up there, and he just basically and Lil Reese is telling him like, "Now I'm allowed to be here. It ain't nothing wrong with this. I went to court for this and all that. So what actually end up happening is so he so Lil Reese had like a protective order, and his protective order this was like one of the address on there that he couldn't like come to and be at, because I guess his history, and then dealing with his with this woman. Like I said, we don't know if this is mother's child or what dealings he has with this woman, but obviously a woman he has some history with. So he actually went to court for this, and he got a bond for this. So he's thinking, and they both thought, him and the woman, because she tried to explain to Cos later, because she didn't think he was gonna get in trouble for this, but him and the woman tried to explain, like, in the bond, that they thought that this address had got removed and that he could come to his residence, and that it wasn't no protective order against him. They both had thought, like, with the bond, like, it had like the protective order had got lifted, but part of his bond agreement, and I say, yeah, part of his bond agreement just basically said that, yeah, this, you still can't come to this residence, you still not really allowed to come in contact with her and all this. So basically, obviously, he was in a violation of that protective order in this case, but he and her didn't know. So she called, like I said, she calls the cops to the house. The Hispanic dude is basically like, "You're not supposed to be at this address." Reese is just really arguing with him, like, "No, I am supposed to be here. Like the court said I could do this, yada yada." Because Reese don't understand that the bond agreement. Um, so he's basically trying to plead his case. Eventually, he's trying to put him in the cuffs. Reese not like resisting or anything, but Reese is arguing with him like verbally. He's not trying to like fight him or anything, but yeah, eventually, like a older black cop, I guess, who got more seniority than the cop that was already there, he pulls up to the scene, and he kind of gets them like arguing. So he's trying to calm Reese down and understand the case, but then he sits him in the car, and basically he just has to explain to him like that, and they call the DA to like confirm. He just basically had to explain to him like, this is actually part of your bond agreement. This actually wasn't lifted in your bond agreement. That you are still in violation because you are here at this address, and somebody called the cops, and now we do have to take you to jail. Well, at least have to take you to jail, because one, you have prior run in with this thing, so we just gonna do that too, de-escalate, because obviously we not finna keep coming breaking it up, so we just gonna take you to jail. And two, like I said, he was in violation of his bond agreement. So to address that, to begin with, her calling the cops, I understand that she was like, I didn't say he did anything wrong, and she didn't know that the bond, that was part of his bond agreement either. I understand that, so she didn't really think he was gonna get arrested. But you getting the cops involved when you know this man didn't do anything that deserved him be getting arrested anyway, I just think it's ridiculous. Like she said, she wanted to like leave without any problem. So basically, like if she, cause how she discussed it, she said, "Oh, he didn't hit me." Like she obviously didn't feel like, at least from what I'm watching her explain to her, she didn't feel like he was a physical threat at the moment. She just felt like it was gonna be a lot of commotion. So you telling me you called the cops and got him arrested and all this because you didn't want to have an argument? Like I get not wanting to deal with that shit, but you calling the cops putting him in this position just because, and this is supposed to be a man you had like at least have some type of feelings and deals with because you didn't want to have an argument. Like it just didn't make sense to me why she even called the cops in the first place. Like I get not thinking he gonna get arrested, but just don't put him in that position at all. Like you know what like his background and like what he's done and what he come like just don't put him in that position at all. And the next thing I thought of with him not understanding that that didn't get lifted in his bond agreement, I think that's a bad job on his lawyer because I feel like as his lawyer that would be something that like your terms of your bond like what if we're paying your bond obviously like you get arrested all this and you got to bond out. I feel like the terms of your bond to not violate your bond so that you can stay out on bond you know would be like maybe like the top of the list of things you have a conversation with as you're doing this. Like let's use the thugs thing for example. He not on bond but you feel me he got probation violation. You don't think Brian still like the probation like what he could do for violate probation wasn't like on the top of the list of things they talked about? It has to be like so you don't violate so you can like stay free. Like it has to be. So I feel like that's a bad job on his lawyer because why don't you know that this hasn't been lifted in the exact terms of your bond? Like I just feel like that's on the lawyer. So that's basically it with the oh I forgot to say this was in Harris County. And if y'all are unfamiliar with Harris County is just like the Houston metro area, like Houston, Katy, that area right around there. That's Harris County. So now we're gonna get into him getting a sentencing. So he got sentenced for 5 years for aggravated assault on a family member. His release date is early June 2029. So he was charged in October of this year. The the reason I say okay, never mind. Actually, I'm getting too far into it. He was charged in October of this year. He was taken into custody at a nightclub called The Address in Houston, while there was a warrant already outside for his arrest for allegedly hitting his ex girlfriend at another club in Houston. This ex girl, this is not the same woman from the body cam because it says ex girlfriend and him dated for 2 months before they split. So 2 months obviously in that long of time. And you, like I said, if you watch the body cam footage, you can tell him and this woman have a lot of familiar. Boy, y'all know I can't talk on the podcast, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. They've been around each other a lot. Also, like I said, I'm not sure if this is mother's kid because she did say something about custody, but if she's a mother of a kid, obviously you've been around her way longer than 2 months. So obviously it's not that woman. So this incident, so the incident, well, first let me say the accusations include assault of a family member slash household member and assault by impeding, pee and breath, which means like strangulation, and the violation of his bond previous month. So like I said, he was arrested in October for this, and it says a violation of bond previous month in September. So this obviously has nothing to do with the body cam because if you go look at the body cam footage, it says 6/6/24. So June 6, 2024 is when that body cam footage was taken, and then we just seen it within the last week. So like I said, this incident is from October or hold on, it's either from September, or October. My bad. It's from October though, or at least he got arrested in October and charged with it. So it said previous month. So y'all get what I'm saying. So like I said, it said the incident happened a month after their breakup. Like I said, they were dealing for each other 2 months and split. At a club called the Pink House, where they said where she said Reese allegedly tried to kiss her, and they haven't revealed her identity, obviously, but you know. I don't know if Lil Reese's, Lil Shits is that easy to research, but a lot of niggas be researching shit that easy. So maybe y'all can find out who this is. That's not important though, so don't. Anyway, but like I said, she alleged that he tried to kiss her. After that, that's when she said the situation turned violent, and that's when, like I said, that's the things that she's well, I guess it's past accusations if he got charged and sentenced. So, but basically, that's what he got in trouble for. Then security stepped in, and basically, she just talked about how she feared for her life and all this. Um, so that's really the basis of this thing that got him sent away for 5 years, at least to 2029. Um, Now this is actually his second aggravated assault charge. He was just released in June of last year, where he had at least some of the charges dismissed. Well, he got arrested in 2022 for that aggravated assault, but he was released in June of last year. But he got some of the charges dismissed because I guess his lawyer good enough. They got him paid down to a fine or a GBE sentence. So like I said, he just had to pay a fine or some money and got out. But like I said, bro, I just don't understand why she put him in that position. I ain't gotta, I already spoke my piece on that too. You know, I don't know. I ain't really been in that predicament, but I just feel like, part of your bond violations, would be high up on the list of things you discuss with your lawyer. So I'm kind of putting that one on his lawyer. And the last, I'm just hoping the best for Lil Reese. Lil Reese, he survived. He got out. He's not in Chicago anymore. He actually, made some of himself. Well, he made some of himself. He was able to, at least get the facilities to buy that house and, keep the up rent. At least you can move away, survive, and well, I would hopefully say start a family. But it don't look like it's going that well with him and the women right now. No disrespect, but it be like that sometimes. No, now y'all get what I'm saying. But I'm hoping the best for Lil Reese, honestly. I hope he get out of here, and I mean he gonna be 36 times, so he probably over the rapping shit at this point. Let's be for real. But Lil Reese can do something where he just be a talking head, a personality in here, and still get his bag. I mean, it's Lil Reese. We always gonna be tuned in to be interested. So yeah, like, share, subscribe, comment, IG, TikTok, bottom view, and we out.